But yeah, so I know we're kind of jumping around here, but I really want to explore how you learned about crypto and Bitcoin, because I think that's like very important for people to be able to hear, right? How did you first get involved in crypto? How did you hear about it?
Definitely, definitely. So it was probably back in like 2017 when I first started like hearing. I guess when I first started like deciding to put money into it, or if I wasn't going to, or if I was going to. The first time I heard about it was actually via Silk Road, which was probably about 2013. But I didn't know anything about like crypto or Bitcoin. I just knew that there was this website called Silk Road, and the only way you could get things from the website is you had to pay in Bitcoin. So like that's the first thing I heard of it. And again, that was like 2013, 2012, like a while back. But I had no ambitions to invest at that time, unfortunately. Uh, so I heard about it back then, and then it kind of just went over my head, like, okay, whatever, Bitcoin, let me, buy this off this website. That's all I was worried about. Then 2017 came around and Bitcoin started to pop off a little bit more, and I was like, oh, Bitcoin, that's what I had heard about that previously through the Silk Road. Um, and then as time kept going on, I kept my ear to the ground with Bitcoin. So first hearing about it from Silk Road, which I'm sure a lot of the viewers and listeners will understand what that is. And then going forward from there, it just started like the mania, right? So I had friends that were invested in it, but I personally wasn't. And then a short time after I seen what was happening with them, I realized that this was probably something I wanted to hop on board with. Also, I have like grandioso. I try to think in larger terms. So when I heard that there was a new tech coming out that was gonna disrupt the dollar and be the new way of the world, that type of stuff excites me. So unfortunately, like I said, I didn't have an investor's mindset at that time, but I did started diving a little bit deeper into what is Bitcoin.
So you said something that really caught my eye. You have these grandiose ideas, or you like touching the new thing. Why is that? What is it about the quote unquote new thing um, that
Yeah.
that really struck you?
I guess for me, like, I mean, I don't know, the way I grew up, it was you had to do this. It was almost like if you were from here, this is where your path is headed. This is what you're going to be doing, and that's that.
Hmm.
I'm from Delaware, second smallest state in the country. Not a lot of people. I mean, a lot of great people in the state. I don't want to mince words there, but I'm saying a lot of people stay in the state. They're very local and stay around that area. So the grandioso, there's not a lot of big dreamers there. We don't have our own football team, we don't have our own basketball team, we don't have our own baseball team. It's not a, I guess, a hub for actors, entertainers, or anything like that. So I've always just tried to think a little bit bigger than that. And even though I've come up short often, many times, it just never discourages me. It's, there's always a chance. I heard Jay Prince say, shout out to Houston. I know you down there in Houston. Heard Jay Prince say,
Yeah.
every day you wake up with a choice and a chance. You know what I mean? So and what you do with that chance, or the choices you make with that chance, determine your outcome. So I just kind of
Right,
kind of
right.
keep that same mindset going forward.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Yeah, you want to. I remember I was in college and I was a part of this program called Minority Male Mentoring Group, and they brought in a speaker. And he was like, you all should be geckos. And we're like, what's a gecko? Like, I think I had seen the Geico commercial.
Yeah.
He was like, a gecko walks at the bottom of the rainforest, and the bottom of the rainforest is very dirty. But when you pick the gecko up, nothing sticks to it. And then he's like, you don't have to be the environment you come from. And I was like, wow, I like that. I
Oh,
want to be
that's
a
some
gecko.
bar. Yeah. That was
You
smooth.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's great. So I definitely hear exactly what you're saying there, because especially in the early days, it wasn't that many Black people in crypto.
Yeah.
Even when I was like first following it, I remember I would even get crazy looks when I would talk to people about crypto or whatever, because it was just, it wasn't that many of us. But wanted to ask you, so how did you go from Delaware to LA?
Yeah, so I was living in Delaware. I went to school at Wilmington University, and then after school, I was bartending down in a beach town called Dewey Beach, Delaware, which was a great time. Like, shoo, it was a great time. But it was not allowing me to accomplish the things I want to accomplish, right? Like having that grandioso mindset, or just hoping that one day you can get to somewhere, get to something that you care about so passionately that you want to wake up and get on 6:30 a.m. Zoom calls and things like that. That wasn't happening for me in Delaware. So I realized that like I wasn't really using anything I went to school for. I was around the same type of people who were doing the same type of things, and like I said, I have love for those people, but it just wasn't where I wanted to be. So I figured, I actually told my best friend, look, I want to play the game on hard, right? Like I'm tired of playing on novice or on rookie. Going through the motions here in Delaware. Like I know that I'll be okay. I literally know that I'll be at the least okay. So let me put myself in a situation where I have to change my mindset. I have to change my outcome. I have to change my daily habits and kind of see where I land. At the end of the day, I could always go back and fall back on what I previously knew. So I moved
Right.
out to started working for Bank of America, and because at the time, like I said, I wasn't really financially savvy, so I was working for Bank. I quit working for the bartending job, started working for Bank of America, and as I grew in that company, I was like, okay, how can I flip this to make it the best situation for myself? Because if you don't know, people out there, any company you work for is going to try to take advantage of you to the fullest. You should always try to get whatever you can out of all these companies. So I talked to Bank of
Amen.
America after being there for a little bit. I was like, hey, what do you think about me transferring out to? They had a location in Pasadena. I was like, and so I knew that I wouldn't be able to just like move off my savings or anything. I would have to have a job lined up and all that stuff. So basically, I had a little bit of money in my bank accounts, and I booked an Airbnb for a month. I got approval to transfer out to Pasadena location, which is, for those that don't know, it's about 30 minutes from downtown LA, Pasadena. So I got approved to transfer to the Pasadena location. I landed in LA on July 4th. I started work at Bank of America July 5th. So I had everything just running smooth, smooth, smooth. So basically, I used Bank of America to get out to LA. Once I got out here, I started working with a gentleman named Walter Thurman. Cool guy I met back in Philadelphia when he was playing for the Eagles. So we started working together on film. I was like I said, I want to have these grandioso plans, and I want to try to experience everything from life. So with Walter, he had started his own film company called Get More Films. And he knew I was into films and acting and writing and things like that. So we started working together for about 2 years, year and a half. So I quit my job at Bank of America, started working with Walter at Get More Films, worked with him for a little bit. And that's how I got to LA and kind of got my feet grounded. Yeah.